I have bought this Mercedes A-Class from the Copart for £2,600 and it has some damage. Well, let me show you around. Whoa! Some things had to be done. I had to buy half of the car so we could actually access all the seam sealer and blah 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 and remove all this side all together and put everything on this. Of course, it's not going to be an easy task because we need to remove outer skin in here. Also, we need to remove the windscreen, and I think the roof is the first layer, so it might be a problem. But some of the people was saying in the comments that it would be worth it just to cut it here, here, and somewhere over there. First thing what we're gonna do now, we got our suspension parts. I want to put all the suspension back in a place and get this car out because apparently we got a nice weather outside and it would be just much easier to work outside instead of working inside because, as you all can probably see, I don't have a lot of space in here. So let's put all the suspension parts onto the car and get it outside, and then we can actually take a good look around the car, what we have and what we're missing. Also, we might just clean up all this mess in the back. And we need to remove the bumper to change this side, so let's get it done now. Also, if you've been in an accident and you're willing to claim your insurance, there's one company that actually can help you, and that company called North Autos. So have you been in a crash that wasn't your fault? Is whatever, is it a damage like this or is just a bent fender? North Autos can help you and they can deliver the courtesy car to your door in the next day. Also, they're working with insurances, so you wouldn't have to. So don't waste your time and contact North Autos right now if you need to make a claim. Thank you, North Autos, for sponsoring this video. We still need to remove the leftovers of the drop link from the top and the drop link itself from the bottom. Also, we need to remove the wishbone and the inner track rod end, which is snapped in an accident, so we need to remove all of this, and then we need to take it out the drive shaft. So let's take all of those parts out in 3, 2, 1, and it's on. It took longer than I was expecting, but all the suspension parts are in. Also brand new brake discs, also brand new brake discs, brand new drive shaft, brand new drop links, and all the rest of suspension. I bought it used from eBay because it just came up in a kit. So also what done, I put it new drop links and a brake discs on this side as well. So now we can put it the wheels and try to get this car out of the garage. And she's out. We still got that nasty dent on the doors. I have upgraded the seat, which is very comfortable. But apart that, the car looks slowly starting to get a shape. Obviously not this side, but that's why we have this. We just need to put on this. I know, it sounds very complicated, but I hope I will manage it. And if I will be so proud of it. Right, so now we know that the car is actually drives, as we tested. Of course, we didn't go very far. Now we can assemble all the front as well. Well, not all of it, but some of the parts, because I'm not willing to put the bumper yet, because obviously we need to paint this side of the wing. But we can put the active grills in the bottom. And also we can assemble the bumper from inside because we obviously have some broken parts, and we can change the grills. Right, we got brand new second-hand active grills. It has all the sensors, everything inside, so we just need to plug in the electrical connector first. And now we need just to figure out how it's actually being held. Is it like this? Should be like this, but active grill is in the bottom. And let's test it if it even works. Well, good news is they work. The top and bottom is working. So next step, assemble the bumper. And the grills are in. I know some of you people are gonna say, oh, black grills and this style, it's not gonna suit this car. Well, I think it's gonna look awesome. Yeah. And also I ordered the black badge, so there's gonna be a black badge also in here. So I think it looks good. Next step, there. Need to drag it outside, start drilling out and removing the outer panel. Alright, so this is the job that I'm not looking forward doing it, because I will need to drill every single spot weld in here. Also, I need to uncover all the seam sealer here, and also on the roof as well. Probably I will need to drill through the roof, because I think that's a middle layer. In here, as you can see, that's the top, that's the second one, and that's the third. So the third one is actually the frame. So I need to drill everything out and try to remove this panel without any damage. For the guy who's doing this for the first time is a big task, so I don't even know how to start it and where to start it. So we're probably gonna start from the beginning, removing all the seam sealer, and then we're gonna start drilling out. And in a worst scenario, if I'm gonna ruin something, I'm just gonna cut the panel in sections, here, here, and over there. And then we're just gonna weld the section inside of the car. But let's try to remove all the panel without any damage first. Right, all the seam sealer has been uncovered, and now we can see every single spot weld. And I tell you what, it's a lot of them. Well, let's start drilling now. There's like thousands of spot welds everywhere. I managed to do one side of the doors now. So all of this is already done. It's pretty loose. Also, all in here is as well all loose. All the bottom is loose as well. Side is done. So now, look at this. Like seriously. there's at least like 50 of them in here, just on one door shutter. And the worst part is I will need to do exactly the same on this side as well. Oh my God. Well, enough of complaints. You know what we need to do? Let's get back to work. So what I'm doing now, I'm using a center punch and I'm punching every single hole in a center, and then I know that all my drills are in a center, so all the spot welds are cut off properly without any issues. It would be of course much easier to just get a new panel, but that panel comes in like sections of 4, I think so, and it costs almost £4,000, so it's really not worth it. Of course it's harder, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Finally, we got all our spot welds drilled out. It's a nightmare job, I tell you what. It takes forever. You won't feel your hand, but is it gonna be worth it? I don't know. So, what we need to do now, we need to take the roof off. Well, what's left of it. We need to take it out, and then I hope there's not gonna be any more spot welds underneath this, but it probably will be. But anyway, we will need to start separating it. I'm still not sure how I'm gonna separate this, the arch lining, because it's on a glue. So I'm hoping that when I'm gonna try to bend it back a bit, I will be able to see and cut that glue off. Right, let's try to separate. I just found it out why the body shops doesn't change all thing altogether and just cutting everything in half. Because I had to cut my one as well, and I'm gonna show you why. So basically, all is in here is glue. Same as with here. There was a glue, expanding foam, and also some plastics in here as well. All the top one sits onto the glue. The side of it in here sits on a glue as well. So when you're trying to take everything off, that panel starts wiggle everywhere and starts bending off. So I had to cut it, and now we're gonna do exactly the same on the mesh as well. Just we're gonna cut it in a smaller places. Like we're gonna cut it up to here because the dent is actually here, and we got a dent in this side as well. Then from this, we're gonna cut it quite high. We're gonna cut it here, because we also have a dent in this side. And moving to the front, we're gonna cut it in here, because obviously again we have a dent just up to it somewhere. Right, but we still will need to drill all the spot welds from the panels where we actually cut it, and basically all that drilling and everything else before, it was a waste of time. But hey, you live and learn. Yeah. So now we need to drill the spot welds where we actually gonna be cut. So now we need to drill the spot welds out of this panel, and then we're gonna start cutting this one, and gonna maybe we're gonna try to weld the new panel in. Let's go. Damage reports. We got bent chassis a bit in here. Also we got a bent. Also we got bent B pillar. I think so. That's A B. Yeah, B pillar. But I think I can pull this one out with a Jeep. I'm just gonna try to attach the winch on this section. I'm gonna try to pull it out because it's not far. It's nothing too major. The biggest concern is this bottom part in here, but apart that is pretty much everything is straight. So I don't know what to do with this. Should I just leave it and just put the panel on top, or should I just try to pull it out with something? I'm not even too sure how to fix this kind of dent. Right, damage report. We got bent B-pillar, but I can pull this one out. Probably I can pull this one out with a Jeep. I'm just gonna attach the winch on here and I'm gonna try to pull it out. And I hope it's gonna be soft enough to pull it out, because just that's only one skin, so it's not gonna be that bad. Next thing, we got bent second layer of the chassis here, but I think I'm just gonna cut this section out. One sec. I'm just gonna cut this section out, and I'm gonna cut this section out as well, and just gonna weld a new piece inside, and that's pretty much it. Or should I leave it? What do you think? Should I leave it, or should I just do it right? So I managed to pull out this part just about enough to fit the doors perfectly, so we don't have any huge gaps or something now in there. We still got a dent in this section here, but it's not gonna do anything about that, so we're just gonna leave it. And plus it's gonna be covered with other panels, so nobody even gonna know except all of you. Then I replaced this panel as well. There wasn't any point just filming, because I was just cutting, grinding and welding, and that's it. Again. Again. Yeah. One more time. Obviously it doesn't look very pretty, but that will do. I put weld through primer in here, and I also put the seam sealer where the panels are joined, so it wouldn't rust in the future, and it just, like, you know, it would also cover all my welds, which is a perfect, but you can't see because it's underneath the seam sealer, so it's very nice. So I was actually hoping to put the side panel on, but this happened. Out of gas. So it means I will have to end this video, because I cannot get any gas now, and it's like 5 o'clock, more than 5 probably, and I cannot get any gas until the Monday. And Monday I'm going to work, so that's probably gonna be Tuesday or Wednesday. Anyway, so I'm hoping that I'm gonna have some time next week to film the video and install the panel onto the car. As you all probably could understand, this is not my... So I'm guessing I'm gonna see you Saturday. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because then you can actually see when I'm uploading the video, and you can follow all this build if you like. I mean, thank you so much for watching and wasting your time with me. I will see you Saturday or maybe Sunday. We will see.